And on your next inhalation, if you release the arms out and up, and as you breathe out, bring the hands down the center line, maybe touching the thumbs to the brow center and the heart as you travel all the way down, bending the legs to the forward bend, and then breathing in to look forwards and stepping both feet back into your down dog. And again, arranging the hands so that the index fingers are parallel or even turning out a little bit. Pushing the fingers and thumbs towards each other, seeing if you can press the mounds of the index fingers or the bases of the index fingers into the ground to lift the arches of the hands, the palms, to take less or even no weight into the outer heels of the hands. And breathing there. And then you could bring your knees down or coming into a plank. And even if you do come into a plank, seeing if you can try to have the hands activated in such a way that you're saving the wrists, the outer heels of the hands. And then if you bring your knees down to the floor and just feel your belly, pelvis and chest in like a tabletop position, and see if you can maintain that tabletop position as you bring your belly, pelvis and chest to the ground, coming down really slowly if possible. And hopefully by the time you come down, your hands are kind of beside your lowest ribs. So not sort of hunched up by your shoulders. Try to bring the hands down by the either side of the lower ribs. And then if you can, see if you can come up, lifting the pelvis, belly and chest all at the same time to all fours, and then slipping the toes back, come into child, and then breathing in, diving forwards, skimming the heart along the ground between the hands, push up to all fours, tuck the toes under to the knees, hover the knees above the ground, and as you hover the knees, maybe cat stretch a little bit just to engage into the pubic abdomen as you come into down dog. And then in down dog, turn the left heel in a little bit and maybe step the foot forward so you can place the left foot flat on the ground and bring the right foot sort of closer to the hands. And if you then come all the way up, and as you come up, take the arms out to the side. And if you turn, so you've got your right leg forwards, hopefully. And if you turn your left shoulder back, so you turn out a little bit, just to help this left hip roll back so you can really press the left heel into the ground. And then keeping the left heel grounded, twist back again to face the front knee or the front leg. And if you keep your palms facing up, and then see if you can lift your arms up so that as you lift your arms up, just parallel to each other like this, see if you can reach the thumbs out and the little fingers kind of more towards each other. So your palms are facing back. So it's a bit like the elbow dog we did with the palms up. Palms are facing back. And those of you who've been coming for a while might already be doing this, but just to remind you about the pubic abdomen and the containment in the pubic abdomen, because this is a back bend. So sliding the pelvic bones up at the front, having the pubic abdomen contained so that the lower back is not pinching or overarching, if possible. See if you can really lift, connect in with the pubic abdominal muscles. And then if you take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring the hands all the way down to the floor, palms down. And if you step into down dog, and then come to plank, breathing in, bring the knees to the floor, and then again, really slowly, slow this movement down. So you're resisting gravity. Bring the pelvis, belly, chest to the ground. And then see if you can lift all three away from the ground. Coming back into child once you're up. And then inhale, dive forwards and press up to all fours. Tuck the toes under, cat stretch to hover the knees. Just feeling the containment again in the pubic abdomen, and then making your way into down dog. And if you bring your right foot flat on the ground, turning the heel in and stepping the left foot forwards, and then coming all the way up, take the arms to the side, palms up, and then turn out to the right a little bit. So your right hip rolls back and you can really press the right heel down, keeping the right leg strong, and then twist back to the front. And did we bend the front leg on the first side? I meant to do. I'm not sure if I did. Anyway, maybe bending it on this side. And then if you lift both arms up and have the palms facing behind you, thumbs reaching out, so you're twisting the wrists and the forearms. Maybe having a bit of focus on the pubic abdomen. You could look forwards if that helps. And if you take a breath in, and then breathing out, bring the hands all the way down, coming into down dog. And then if you come into plank, and then knees down, and really slowly, try not to rush, coming all the way down, landing pelvis, belly, chest at the same time, and then coming back up. Child pose. Diving forwards, pressing up to all fours, cat stretching as you hover the knees into down dog. And then if you walk your feet forwards, seeing if you can try to keep the palms down and then bend the knees, lifting the chest, peel the hands away from the ground, passing through Utkatasana, bring the palms together. And as you come to standing, take the weight back into the heels and then breathe in, stretch up. Exhaling all the way down. Inhale to look forwards. Exhaling into down dog. And in down dog again, just focusing, if it's okay, especially onto the hands, to activate them, taking weight out of the outer heels of the hands. And then applying a soft Ujjayi breath. And then if you come forwards into plank, bring the knees down and seeing if you can, again, bring the pelvis, belly, chest slowly down. Maybe some of you might find you could hover above the ground, briefly lift the knees So you're in chaturanga, bring the knees down and then slowly come back up. But you can just drop straight down to the ground if you like, and then come up. And then if you come to child, and then looking forward, so diving forwards, remember you can press up to all fours here and do a hovering cat stretch, or now coming into up dog if you prefer. And then lifting the pelvis on the tops of the feet, so you pass through a plank on the tops of the feet as you come into down dog. And then turning the left heel in, place the left foot flat, step the right foot forwards and coming all the way up. And let's have this front leg bent whilst I remember. And if you take your arms out to the side, but then open to the left a little bit, just so that you can roll the left hip back to ground the left heel behind you, and then twist back to the front, keeping the left heel grounded. And if you let both arms now reach up and bring the fingertips and the tips of the thumbs together to form kind of a cradle. Keeping the left heel grounded behind you, the front leg bent, sorry. And then if you bend the elbows to take this cradle behind the back of the head, and maybe rest the back of the head against the inner forearms or wrists. And you can look straight ahead, or you could reach the elbows, letting the gaze travel up the wall. Keeping the back of the neck long, and then breathe in. And as you breathe out, bringing the hands all the way down. And let's just move. So down dog, plank, breathing into plank, bring the knees down, bringing the body down, pelvis, belly and chest all at the same time, maybe landing, maybe hovering, and then coming back up. And then child pose. Diving forwards, you might press up to all fours and cat stretch, hovering the knees above the ground, or come to up dog and then slowly, really slow down that plank transition if you're doing up dog to down dog. Come into down dog and then turn the right heel in, step the left foot forwards, coming up, keeping the front leg bent. And if you take the arms out, palms up, and then turn to the right so that you can really ground the right heel behind you, and then twist back to the front. I don't know if you can, if you're positioned to see the sky, but it's just beginning to lighten. So if you come into your posture with your fingertips touching, keeping the front leg bent, and then bringing the cradle round to the back of the head, lifting the elbows. You can look straight ahead or let the gaze slowly creep up. Taking one more breath in, and as you breathe out, bring the hands all the way down, coming into a down dog, and then plank, bringing the knees down, And then seeing again if you can keep your back like a tabletop as you come down, maybe all the way down, maybe hovering, slowing that down if you can, and then coming back up, child pose. And then breathing in to dive forwards. So all fours to a hovering cat stretch, or if you do up dog, see if you can really slow this transition down so that you really come into a plank pose on the tops of your feet, feeling how strong the pubic abdomen has to work to do that. And then if you come to down dog and begin to walk your feet forwards again, seeing if you can, if it feels okay. Keep your palms down and bring your feet between your hands so that as you bend your knees and lift your chest, you really peel the hands away. Bringing the palms together.